We are live for the Boston Bruins at the Ottawa Senators. Bruins currently sitting at 4-6-0 with the Sens sitting at 4-4-1. Looking at the previous games for Ottawa, they beat Washington 7-1 this past Saturday. Now that's a whooping. And that was in Washington. Beat Philadelphia 2-1. Lost to Edmonton in overtime 3-2. Lost to New York Islanders 5-4. Both of those coming at home. And then a shootout win 4-3 over Seattle. So a couple up and downs over the last couple games, a couple overtimes, but then we're going loss. Win against Tampa, win against Montreal, loss against St. Louis. So as we're sitting here, actually, I did want to look. Again, 7 goals, 2 goals, 2, 4, 4, 4. Even when they're losing, they seem to be scoring quite a bit. So, of course, you got Shane Pinto on there, is just a scoring genius this year. Looking over at Boston. Now, we have been here for a couple of their games. This Saturday, they won at home against Colorado. lost to Anaheim, lost to Florida, lost to Utah, lost to Colorado, lost to VGK, lost to Tampa. It's all bad news. So Boston is definitely on the struggle bus, but likewise, they seem to be scoring pretty well, even in their losses. Only 1-goal game this year out of Boston that I'm seeing. So to answer your question, the Jesus, not honestly betting either way. I really don't have an educated opinion because I haven't watched enough Ottawa. I have an idea about how Boston's going to play, and that idea equates essentially to poorly. So, yeah, like I said, it Ottawa seems to like to score more than the Bruins do. So that could really lean in Ottawa's favor. Again, I haven't watched enough of them to compare them with Boston, but I know Boston well enough to know that if they play the way they've been playing, my money I'd push my chips to Ottawa. Um, they're at home. Hang on. Okay, that's Boston at home. I need to see Ottawa at home. Yeah, win against Philly, the overtime loss at Edmonton. All right, they're 2-2 at home so far, which means they're 2-2-1 on the road. Yeah, I probably put my money on Ottawa. 6.5 being the under, taking the under. Hmm. Dude, I could easily see this game, or I could see this game easily being like a 4-2 type of game, 5-2 type of game. So the under, looking at the scores from each side, 6.5 is a little risky on the under because both sides only have, I think, one goal game. Ottawa has 2 1-goal games. Boston only has 1. For the most part, they're 3+ on both sides. So them hitting a 4-3, 5-2, 5-3 type of game. Like I could see this being 4-2 going into the last 6-7 minutes. Score, make it 4-3. Empty net makes it 5-3 with like a minute to go, 40 seconds, somewhere around there. Like that'll be my prediction personally for this game. Like I said, we're starting to jeez. We have watched a lot of other teams so far, so we at least have some information on a lot of them. Ottawa's just not one of them. It's just like Winnipeg. I mean, I would say the same thing about Winnipeg that I say every single year. They are going to be a powerhouse. They are going to be difficult. They're going to skate heavy. They're going to skate fast. And they're going to have Hellenbuck play 70 games, and he's going to be worn out by the time we get to playoffs, and he's going to tire out either first or second round. I've said it before. I'll say it again until Winnipeg gets Hellenbuck a proper backup to where it's not just a backup, it's a split duty. Just drop him down to playing, 55 games instead of 65, 52 games instead of 65. But until they do that, they're always going to be in trouble. And then Boston, I mean, who do you go with in the net? What is this? Swayman, or is it Corpusalo who's the Bruins? I could actually check that right now. Hang on. Roster. I can't remember who their second. It is Corpusalo. Okay. So go back here. Who played their last game? Against Colorado, they played Swayman. And that was 2 days ago. So, it probably should be Swayman, but depending on how Boston's rotating, it definitely could be Corpusalo. That'll be interesting to see. Let me check on the Ottawa lineup real quick. I forget who they're. Because I'm thinking Markstrom, but they've got Olmark. That's right. I wouldn't mind seeing an Olmark versus Swayman matchup right now. That would be kind of sick. I don't know. Like I said, I'm expecting a couple good saves, but a rather high number of goals with this one. Now, I joined in at 4:30, like on time, like I normally do. Give it a couple minutes so they get through the anthem and doing all the stuff they usually do. And puck drop happens about 7-8 minutes later. They are still doing interviews. What's going on? 50. I usually go with this stream, so let's see where this one's at. Same spot. Oh, this guy. Okay, this seems to be a little bit more ahead. Oh, let's see if we get a Knights shout up in Canada, eh? Wait for it. Nice. Silent as a funeral. I do like one of the big things about watching Florida games when we get to see the anthem. There are a lot of Golden Knights fans around Sunrise, and we don't even need to be in the arena. Like, hopefully, we can get one game. Or I'll check the schedule later. We'll see if Florida's going to have any decent games coming up. Try and watch another one. And like I said, right, it is a loud shot. It's as maybe not quite as loud, but pretty close to the when Florida does the they shout red. See if one is trying to find the one that's going to be closest to the live feed in time. But fortunately, again, this one is just delayed as delayed can be. They are doing O Canada at the moment, though. So we are not too far away from getting started here. Currently 1:24 to go in the first period. Penguins and the Blues are tied in Pittsburgh. Tell you what, we'll take a quick look at that game while we're waiting for this guy to start up. So 1:30 to go in Pittsburgh. Blues trying to work their way out. What up, D? Oh, yeah. I should have checked. Yeah, dude. I don't know if you saw my message, but I was like, man, I feel bad about missing the fights. And then I saw Aspinall got poked in the eye, and I'm like, I am glad I did not miss Tom screaming because he had to be motherfucking everything, dude, calling Tom all sorts of names. All right, we're getting ready for puck drop as Pittsburgh is just attacking the St. Louis goalie, Hofer. We'll go with Hofer. I actually have no clue because I don't know the last time I've watched the St. Louis Blues play a game. It comes right out to the center. They are just in for bad. First time I've ever seen one end in an eye gouge. I've seen it, but it doesn't happen often. And dude, what's cracking me up is you got a bunch of guys on Twitter calling Tom a pussy and being like, "Oh, you this, that, and the other." And then who was it? I can't remember. I'm blanking right now. The dude that fought with one eye was like, why would he ever go out there if his vision's impaired? Dude's like, well, you had one eye. And he goes, yeah, and I had no business fighting. He dug the fucking dude. And it's that eye gouge was something, man. I was like, when it first happened, I was like, oh, I guess he nicked him. And then they went through and showed the replay, and my man was knuckle deep. Like, holy shit, dude. Crowd starts booing Aspinall, and he's like, the fuck you booing me for? Yeah, everything about that was comedy. None of it was good. Bouncing puck into Swayman. So Swayman is in goal for Boston. Senator, you can see his eye move around his fingers. Yeah, dude, that thing was brutal. Ottawa taking the first two opportunities at the Boston goaltender. Backing up into their own zone. Ottawa resetting at the red line, dumping and chasing as half the team goes for a change. Swayman plays it out from behind his own net to the high wall. Poked out to the middle. Turnover. Senators trying to make something out of it as the puck dumped into the low corner. Behind the net, up the high wall to the point. Right back down behind the net. High corner, high circle. Cycling up top across the blue line. Shot on net, tipped. Fought off by Swayman. Boston is going to head back the other way. But yeah, that's... I woke up in time to see the one before him, the ladies fight before him. And that I kind of, like, it was on, but I wasn't really paying attention. And then I was so excited to watch Aspinall fight, man. And that happened, and it was such a disappointment. Like, I was feeling, okay, we got a offsides icing as Pasternak was trying to take it back the other way. Yeah, it was that. I've been wanting to watch Aspinall fight for a while, and for it to end first round, and I absolutely agree that he was not doing well in the fight. He started to. He was starting to find his rhythm. He was starting to find his range. But the first couple minutes weren't great for him. And then that happens. Fights, but we didn't stick around too long after the fights. Everybody was tired as hell by the time they ended. Yeah, dude, I woke up feeling so bad. Like, I slept for like 3 hours. Just nauseous, headache. Like, I was fucked up yesterday, man. And I was like, dude, I want to pop in, but I just, And then I saw what happened, and I was like, I'm good. Like I said, I missed on kicking it with the boys, but that fight, being in there, like I said, I know Tom was saying some crazy shit. So it's like, it's all good. Fuck back behind the Boston net. On the way in right up front, Swayman is glued to the post. Great job. Like 2 hours, so damn tired. Yeah. Nah, I feel that for sure. Ottawa jumping in, fought off Zadorov, trying to go back out of the zone, cut off by Cousins, whose pass deep was cut off by Zadorov. And Zadorov ends up icing it. That was a little back and forth with the wrong teams. Bro, you look great, man. You look so healthy. Hey, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. Especially when I'm just getting off being sick as hell. I feel blah. But that's very kind of you. Big shot from the high point. Misses the net after touching bodies. Zadorov skating it out off the high wall. Boston trying to enter in. Can't quite tell who that was. I think that was Kulik. Big hit down in the low corner. Boston keeps it in. A shot and a score. Geeky puts one on the board first for the Bruins. That was a great, just a forced turnover, a bad forced turnover. Kept it at the blue line, charged in unimpeded. That was just, who was that? Who was that for Ottawa? Hang on, I'm looking for a number. Was that Zetterlund? Because he tried to do a little, it's exactly what they said if you're the commentary. He's trying to get that with a nice little light tap since he's frozen on the blue line rather than trying to turn and build up speed. Bump it back to your teammate who's cruising towards you, but you have to have a better level of awareness than that to know you got a guy right behind you coming in. Just a ridiculous turnover at the blue line. Kept in by Ottawa themselves, leads to a missile by Geeky. And that was just a hell of a play. Now Boston trying to work their way out of their own zone. Swayman ends up putting it off the glass and it's out to neutral. Geeky in the battle for it comes back into the Boston zone. My first green card ever. Hey, he's legal. No. On the table in the blue key card room area. Dude, the blue key card hits like one every 50 times, but when it does, you get some good shit out of it. All right, just over 4 minutes gone in the first period. Shots of 3-1 Ottawa. Boston with the lead. Coming out to neutral, and Shabbat sends it right back down the other way. Nobody home. Callahan kicks it up into neutral. There's a battle for it, and Janot sends it deep. Isamont trying to make a move with the puck down the low boards. Cut off. Jensen just doing work. Chabot comes away with it. I thought it was Shabbat. That's on me. Trying to poke it deep. It doesn't go anywhere. Boston's going to come right back the other way after Ottawa's change. Able to get it back in deep, and Ottawa's going to get it clear. Key card area. I didn't have blue. Oh, no kidding. Well, shoot. That's even like, if I don't have blue key card, I don't even go in there. So now I guess I'm going to have to. I didn't know that. I wasn't expecting that. Arvidsson working his way out of the Boston zone. Bruins cycling around. Zadorov from low on the red line. In deep around to the high wall. Touch, but not enough. Scramble at the point. Kick back low. And Ottawa's going to get it up and out of the zone. Quick runs to fill scout cases. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got to hurry up and get that done. I actually looked to see because I was gonna see if I can bring some into raid, but I don't have any anymore. I had to sell them. That out front to Ottawa, great defense by Boston. A shot from the point fought off by bodies. So they did end up taking a shot away from Ottawa, giving one to Boston. So we're sitting at 2-2. A couple of good attempts from the point, but just not able to make it through the traffic in front of the net. Again, Ottawa just a lazy pass from the blue line and a lazy. Oh, that's why both guys for Ottawa had their head down. They're both looking at the ice. If either one of them would have lifted their chin for a second, they both would have known they can't take it as lax as they did. Oh, a bad clearing attempt by McAvoy. Puck kept in right up front off of Swayman. Kind of a weak attempt for a great setup. Right back in front, going for the backhand, and a great kick save by Swayman to keep the puck out again. Ottawa dominating in the zone at the moment, to the point. Back down the low wall, across to the high point, top of the high circle. Shot hits the body right out in front of him. Kastelik with a great block. Trying to get it to the point. Ottawa hits his teammate, and they are able to clear. I don't know these guys for nothing, man. Puck down low. Back behind the net, fed out. Weak attempt again by Boston, and another shot goes by and hits the back wall. And Boston is able to get it clear. Pasternak has space. Not a clean pass from Geeky. Under pressure, and Ottawa is going to get clear out of their own zone. Zadorov plays it around his low boards. Arvidsson loses it. Ottawa's just going to send it around down to the low boards. Chance to come away with it for who is that? Jensen. Does not come through. Geeky feeding it up to Pasternak. Stopped at the blue line. Zadorov dumping it deep. See, it is Shabbat. Who's Chabot? Like, what? Man, this is why I don't learn names. Shot goes off of, I didn't see who was in net for Merlanen. We're going to go with Merlanen until somebody corrects me. 19 is Batherson. 21 is Cousins. The prick, number 21. All right. Stutzel is Stutzel, Batherson, Zetterlund, Cousins, Amadio. Okay. Dude, all their 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's probably the most I've ever seen all come like all in a row like that. All right. 6 minutes to go in first intermission in the other game. I'm trying to get some of these names down. I keep forgetting Middlestat and Lindholm. Curly. Curly. We're going with Curly. I don't think that's right, but we're going with it. 92 is going to be number 92 because I ain't pronouncing that. Ivy Peak Jokiharu. That's okay. I remember. Senators, I'm at a complete loss as to who anybody is. Plain and simple. Shabbat is 72. Okay, Sanderson 85. This should be interesting. Yeah, I hop back into insurance and all that. But besides that, I haven't been on. One second. All right, so Ottawa started 2-4-0, but they've gone 2-0-1 since. That's not bad. 4 goals in 4 of last 6 games. Okay. See, that's why I wasn't sure about the 6.5 under. Because they got 4 goals in 4 of the last 6. Boston's been scoring like 3 on average. But Swayman's looking comfortable. Boston defense looks like shit, though. But hey, if we could pull a point out of Tampa yesterday, Ottawa can pull at least a point out of this. What's the penalty? We got a high stick on, no. High stick on Ottawa. I'm not sure who yet. It's getting darker quicker than I expected. I'm going to have to go turn on a light. Yeah, right up in the hands. That's a slash. Let me turn on a light real quick. That had to go out of play. All right, right off the face-off, shot from the point went straight to the sky. So, so 11:14 to go in the first. We're at the first power play, and it's going to Ottawa for a slash by, I believe it was Isamont that got the slash. Shots are 4-3 Senators. Ottawa wins the face-off in the Boston zone. High wall, high baseline, back to the high wall, high dot shot, misses the net wide. And the puck sent down into the Ottawa zone. Shabbat from his own area leaves it back. Oh, Giroux had a puck deflected straight up to his chest. He ended up carrying it in offside right past everybody. That was that could have been very interesting. Shabbat looking for a place to go. Gets it up to the dot, up to the circle, back to Shabbat at the high point, across the blue line. Giroux. All right, little sloppy. Shabbat's there. Their cycle is interesting for their power play. Fed up front. Puck does not connect. You see, he had Eller and Perron right in front of the net, waiting for that pass, but just couldn't connect. Resetting. Ottawa into the zone. Deflected right at the blue line. Jeannot headed back the other way. He takes it all the way down to the corner, and he's just going to get in a little battle and delay. Ottawa making their way back out of their own zone at the red line. Into the Boston territory. Fed down low. It's stopped by Callahan and Jeannot. Right back out front. Top of circle. Puck goes in off a rebound from the original stop by Swayman. And on the power play, Ottawa have tied the game. I did not see the puck get free from Swayman, but it popped right back out. Yep, great shot, great stop. Who is that? That was Grieg. It's a great shot on Swayman. Swayman makes a good stop, but he lets the rebound drop right in front of him. And Batherson was standing right there to bury it. Shots are 5-3, 9:26 to go in the first. Right. And we're on commercial break. Again, take this time, make sure I get up and stretch my back so my back doesn't end up hurting me today. All right. So a quick couple of seconds to loosen up my lower back, and I feel fantastic. Should be back from the other game. We are just coming back in the other game. St. Louis and Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, tied at 2-2, getting ready to start the second period. As we look through the stats here, the faceoff percentage, 77.8%, 7 out of 9 in favor of Ottawa. Shots are 5-3 Ottawa. Only power play going to the Senators. Hits are 6-5 Boston. Block shots are 3-1 Boston. Giveaways are 4-3 Boston, and they each have a takeaway. So, got a text message, didn't know it. I'll turn my phone up loud now. Oh, yeah. Huh. All right, we're back. Back to action. Ottawa on the high boards. Puck ends up deep. Is that Giroux sending it there? 22. Amadio. Of course, that's Amadio. How do I not know that? Amadio gets it out front. Immediately thrown into the corner. A bad swing around the boards, and Pastrnak gets there first, battling with Giroux. And Boston gets it cleared. Ooh, losing an edge is Amadio, but puck comes inside and a shot that goes over the net. That was Giroux again. Up to the low point. Going at the net, gloved by Swayman, and we have another stoppage. Trying to get these names down. Sanderson. I keep seeing 85, but I keep forgetting his name. Middlestat with a great stick. Opportunity for Boston and another good stick from the other side as Shabbat stops that shot attempt. Middlestat right up the gut. Gets it to Arvidsson. But he is not across the red line. We have an icing on the Bruins. Dude, there's too many stoppages. Like, let's go, guys. Come on. Game's too slow as it is. Let's figure it out. Middlestat gets done up by Stutzel. Fed down low. Batherson works around, gets, trip over the net by Ottawa. That's not a good look. That was Stutzel. The Timmies are having a hard time, y'all. Ottawa to the point. Going off the wall, hoping for a bank pass. Puck ends up on Stutzel's stick, goes out front, but can't connect. Middlestat into the Ottawa zone. Puck to the high corner. Cross in front. A great tip. Goes on target, but is stopped by Merlanian. Levy. We're going with Levy. Kastelik makes the pass up. Right past everybody. And Ottawa's able to come back. That looked like a trip that should have been called, and it was. Ottawa going back on the power play. I don't know what Kastelik's mad about, but that was a bitch move. He stuck out his leg on that one for sure. I mean, he's trying to play the puck with his skate, but he missed the puck and took out his skate. Here we go again. I'm sure Stutzel, if Stutzel even touched the crease, then I got no problem with that. If he was outside the crease, that's a little interferency. Ooh, good job stopping the clear attempt. battle for it. Ottawa keeps ending up with it, but they keep whiffing on the pass attempts. Boston, McAvoy goes all the way around. Corrali. That's it's Corrali. Okay, good to know. All the way back is Stutzel, but he tries to spin and blows a tire. Now Boston headed back the other way. Minton making a move, goes for the short-handed shot, gets stuffed by Levy. Ottawa right back in, all the way behind the net, and Boston's there first. Minton gets it right out. 5:45 to go in the first, 60 seconds left on the power play for the Senators. Left at the red line. Drew comes in, leaves it off to his right. Storming in, but good sticks by Boston, breaks up the attempt. Sanderson can't keep it in. Oh, sorry, that was Eller battling down low that couldn't keep it in, and the puck goes all the way down. Ottawa resetting from their own blue line. 30 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Senators. Good sticks again. Lindholm gets it out and clear. Dude, if Boston would stop with the stupid ass penalties, then they're going to be okay. Zaka with a hard shot that gets stuck in the crease of Levy's arm. So reset in the Ottawa zone. Face off to the right of the Ottawa goaltender. But Ottawa's getting set up. They've had a couple of opportunities to take shots, but they're looking for passes. It looks like the Golden Knights power play yesterday. We're looking for passes, not shots. Last 9 seconds of the power play. Ottawa wins it. They're going to race up the ice. Here goes Pinto into the zone, leaving it across, and is picked off by Boston. Turned over in neutral. Ottawa right back in. Nope. The stick of Amadio sends the puck into the Boston bench. Face off coming to the high dot just outside of the Ottawa zone. With 4:37 to play in the period. Let's take a check. Take a peek over at the other game happening right now as soon as my mouse decides to work here. There it is. St. Louis and Pittsburgh. I forgot who was playing. Last I saw, it was 2-2. But it looks like Pittsburgh scored on a power play. Let's take a peek. Yep. 3-2 Penguins after the Witherspoon power play goal. Assist by Crosby and Carlson. Crosby is too freaking good, dude. He really is. Oh, wrong game. Hang on a sec. All right. So real quick, St. Louis trying to get it clear. Plenty of time in this one. Is only 7 minutes gone in the second period. But every time I peeked in, we've watched a total of about 3 minutes of this game, and every time I peek in, St. Louis is in trouble. The fact that it's 3-2 surprises me. Shots at 13-11 Pittsburgh Penguins. Ooh, another. Dude, there are people losing edges and blowing tires all over the place. Look back behind the net. Pittsburgh looking to cycle up the high wall. They get there first, and the puck's going to stay in, and now it's clear. Good time to switch back over to our game. See, I got to watch that. John Candy, I Like Me. Yeah, that wrister from Geeky was a missile right underneath the glove of the I don't know how to pronounce his name. Levy. Right under the Ottawa goaltender's glove. from Ottawa's own zone. Hang on. Got to go back to here. Zub? Okay. Puck fed back towards the Ottawa zone. Senators recover. Maybe a fire barbecue pork shoulder this week. That's what I'm talking about, man. That sounds awesome. I actually have a pork butt in the freezer now that you mention it. But dude, that's great, man. Everybody needs to barbecue more food. I'm actually doing pork belly burn ends in a couple of weeks, probably like 2 weeks. But man, nothing better than barbecue pork, man. So door off. Feeds it up to Min into the zone, cleared right out by an Ottawa stick. Zaka feeds it back in. Arvidsson going all the way across. Middlestat looking for an option. Gets kicked out to the center. Fed right back down low. The Ottawa's going to come away with it. Matt Napalo feeds it up, and the puck gets deep. That's I gotta get the website for my pops, but we get a bunch of our seasoning from a store in Lincoln, Nebraska. And because I'm too lazy to do my own, I'm too lazy to get the ratios right for salt and pepper and all that. So I got a couple of old standbys, like old reliables. Get them from a place called Robidos. Big shot and a big save. Marilainen. Is that what he just said? Marilainen. Okay, I know how to pronounce his name now. Zaka is quick with that stick, man. But yeah, there's some stuff. The hog waller. Man, best pork. You take some all-purpose seasoning and you hit it like all-purpose barbecue seasoning, and you add some of that hog waller with a little bit of hot rub. Oof. Damn, man, now I'm hungry. I was doing all right. And now you mentioned some barbecue pork, and that just sounds way too good. And this game hasn't been as interesting as I was hoping it was going to be, so now I'm distracted. No, that sounds real good, man. We make a lot of barbecue over here. A lot of ribs, meatloaf, smoked bacon a couple of times. I'm just way too lazy to get it all fired up for bacon. A lot of pork belly, a lot of ribs, a lot of tri-tip, a lot of steaks. Sorry. Like I said, this game isn't as exciting as I was hoping it was going to be. And now that you mentioned barbecue, my brain is on like supertism mode. Battle for the puck in the high corner of the Ottawa zone. Across the blue line, chucked in and fought off. I feel like puck fed out front by Boston. Nobody home. Giroux trying to make a run for it. Amadio with him. He's got the full squad. Let's go. Shoot it. Right at the 5-hole, but it was so weak. He should have fired that shot about 4 steps before he did. I mean, he waited just a little too long, and a stick got in there to slow the puck down. Back down around the boards, and Boston gets it out of their zone into the Ottawa zone. Corrali throws it towards the net, but it's stopped out front. Ottawa back the other way. 60 seconds to go. And Ottawa's offside. Shots are 11-9 Senators. Lindholm down at the crease, just getting his ass kicked. Fantastic. But yep, see, he waited just a little too long. He came too close to I'll go out there in a second. All right, so we are coming up to our intermission break. I always recommend taking that time to grab a snack, grab a drink, do whatever you got to do around the house. Gives everybody a little break. And the intermission report's going to be different than if I hung out for intermission. We'll just leave it at that. I give my opinions the entire time, so no point in hanging around and just reiterating the same thing. So take a few minutes, relax, hit the head, anything you guys got to do. Meanwhile, Boston into the Ottawa zone, kind of trying to cause some late period disruption. 20 seconds, comes back out into neutral. Ottawa dumps it in. They'll go for a change. Boston will possibly try for one more attempt as Zadorov hangs onto it behind his own net. We're just going to kill the clock. 3, 2, 1, and we are going to the second period. We're going to intermission. 3-second period. So, hey, I will be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. Y'all enjoy yourselves in the meantime, and I will see you guys soon. All right. Well, they do whatever they're doing for the end of intermission here. I don't know what the hell's going on. Go to still down a little bit. Check out the other game and see how we are looking. We're in intermission, aren't we? Damn it. Trying to find something, but all right. We should be getting back to this one fairly soon. Let's think about what's been happening. A lot of back and forth, good opportunities for both sides. Boston can't keep giving up penalties. It's going to cost them. They've already, I think Ottawa's had 2 power plays and they scored on 1. Yes. No power plays for Boston yet. Hits are in favor of Boston. Block shots are in favor of Boston. Giveaways are tied. Takeaways in favor of Boston. A lot of lax play from Ottawa. That the goal that Geeky got was because both guys never lifted their head off the ice to see what was around them. And they're doing what Vegas does from time to time. And I know I always compare things to Vegas, but that's who I watch all the time. And that's how I can reference it, is start getting a little lackadaisical, a little, the game isn't going quite the way you were hoping it would. And so it's just your head's not 1,000% in it. And they cost Ottawa a goal. So just way too laxed on the bump pass from the line. And the guy taking the pass, one hand kind of reached. And when Geeky came storming through, that's when he was like, oh shit, somebody's here. Where, like I said, if he has his head up, I don't think you run into that problem, or at least he steps in front of Geeky to really disrupt the opportunity. Otherwise, both goalies looking all right. Haven't been challenged too much. The Geeky goal was a challenge, and didn't go well for him. Our guy, what's his name again? I can't. What was it? Marilinen, something like that. Marilinen. I already forgot how to pronounce his name, but probably 2 or 3 really good challenges on him. One gets through. Couple of good shots coming Swayman's direction, and he's been holding up really strong. Let's see what's here. I mean, that was a good play with Ottawa's goal. It's like going towards the check and making him go to his heels. Guy's going to get aggressive on you, then make him pay for his aggressiveness, basically, is what they're talking about. Instead of on obvious puck protection at the blue line, skate in towards the check and then make the pass on the high side. All right, Ottawa in their own zone, behind their own net, and he tries to go out the low boards. Puck jumps straight up in the air, goes out of play. That was Perron trying to clear. Shots are 10-9. Ottawa, as we're starting off the second period. Face off won by Boston. McAvoy stumbling a little bit. Puck eventually makes its way down low. Geeky and Pasta there to challenge. Sanderson comes away with it, gets it up and clear as he takes a bump. Geeky getting a little physical. I would like to see Boston get physical here. They don't play the way they used to. I mean, granted, they got rid of a bunch of guys, but there's a reason they're struggling this year. Or to start this year, I should be fair enough to say. Amadio almost screwed up. Puck all the way down to the Ottawa zone. Sanderson able to get it clear under pressure. Ottawa back in. Amadio low dot pass across. It goes off a skate. Who did that? Is that Sutherland? I don't. It was definitely not a kicking motion, but it looked like it went off this skate. Was that Giroux? It was. I'm a little hesitant just because I didn't see. I got to see it again. Great backhand by Amadio, and I think it actually did catch the stick of Giroux. You see? Yep. Nope. Right off of his stick. Great job entering the crease safely away from Swayman as not to touch him and grab an interference. That was a great goal. That was a great backhand by Amadio. Oop, right back the other way. Cousins into the Boston zone. Batherson. Sanderson and Batherson, I keep getting confused. Boston entering, Zaka chasing. And Cousins is going to be able to work it up to Stützle and out. Right back in on Swayman as he fights it off. And Arvidsson struggling to get it out. Pretty good contact with Cousins. And Ottawa's going to go for a change. Peak behind his own goal. Shots at 12-9 Ottawa with 2 minutes gone in the second period. Peak still behind Swayman, waiting for the setup. Corrali on one side, Zadorov misses the puck. Ottawa has it right back towards Swayman into the high corner. McDermott just got a nice little shove into the corner. Fed back out front, and Boston able to get it up and out. And we got a hand pass. So face-off's coming to the low dot just outside of the Ottawa zone. I feel like their bench is switched, isn't it? Because I'm trying to think. We always sat visitor side so that we could watch the scoreboard. Yeah. Okay, I thought I was losing my mind for a minute, but usually I feel like usually the home bench is on the when we're looking at it, the home bench is on the right. Claude Giroux, old man Giroux, 1,124 career points. It's a good career. Eighth, I think it's an eighth amongst active. I know, face-off's coming to the center dot. Boston wins it. Fed up ahead. Couple of great cuts, moving in and hitting the skate with a backhand. Who the hell was that? No, that was that was number 92 for Boston. Puck all the way back down. Cousins trying to play it, plays it a little soft. Comes out to the middle. Good sticks to shut down a shot opportunity for Boston. And Ottawa's going to buy some time as they start working their way out. Matt Napalo gets it up. And Ottawa's getting a change as they could have entered the zone. That's offside. Lindholm gets pushed across the blue line as Geeky brings the puck in. 3.5 gone in the period. Shots are 13-9 Ottawa. Boston needs to get physical, man. Ottawa's out skating them right now, so You got to slow them down and separate them from the puck. There's one really, really good way to do that, and that is you start hitting the shit out of everybody. Dude, offsides by a mile. Dude's expecting the pass, and Boston throws it back towards neutral. And then they ice it. I wonder why the Bruins are having so many problems this year. Holy hell, they are looking bad, man. Their puck control is shit. Their transitions through neutral are rough at best, man. Like an Ottawa mistake is what's bringing Boston back into the Ottawa zone. Ottawa in the Boston zone from the point, shot hits a body out front. Another shot from a hard angle misses the net. And that's going to send the puck all the way back. Is it Merrilainen? I'm going to go with Merrilainen. Puck back into the Boston zone, up on the high wall. Bruins are going to take it right out. He tosses it in all the way around to the high corner. Puck behind the net. Jeannot trying to make a move, gets it to Yzerman on the low wall. Turning shot, misses the net. And puck's going to come right back out the other way for Ottawa into the Boston zone. Turning up at the point. Dumping it into the corner. Great pass. Building space. Little shot pass kind of thing from Shabbat, but it didn't go anywhere. All the way back. Great setup from Yzerman, but Ottawa was faster getting back. Puck up the low boards. Battle in neutral. Jeannot, again, these neutral transitions for the Bruins just looking rough. Chuck Jeep. Johansson gets it to Callahan. Right back the other way. Arvidsson trying to make a move on Stützle. Ottawa has it, a shot off of Boston stick. Ricochets just wide. Put his ass into the boards, Jeannot. Good grief. Boston's trying to do way too much with their sticks and not enough with their bodies. Puck comes back into neutral. Ottawa resetting all the way to the high wall. Cousins chasing it down against Jokiharju. I kept calling him Johansson. Jesus. Puck finds its way to Swayman and he covers it up. 6 minutes gone in the second period. We're looking at shots. Oh, they took one away from Ottawa. Shots are 12-9 Senators. So, yeah, Ottawa isn't looking bad. Their shot attempts towards Swayman aren't fantastic, and they're starting to hit a lot of bodies out high. They're starting to shoot more between the blue line and the top of the circles, whereas I feel like they were getting a lot closer. They were trying to get to the dots in the first period. So if Ottawa can kind of tighten up their shooting radius a little bit, I think they'll start seeing a little more development and fewer bodies hit. As for Boston, they need a rework. They are not flowing. They are not, passes aren't connecting. They're rough when they do. A lot of reaching. Again, they're using their sticks way more than their bodies. So when you'll see them get to the boards and they're step back trying to reach in for the puck instead of just coming in hard on that. Okay. Pause. But just skate hard into and put that dude straight. He's standing up straight. You're not going to get a boarding. Put his ass into the boards. Get him off his skates. And I don't know. Going up and down the walls, Boston is, again, staying shoulder to shoulder and reaching for the puck instead of charging inside and just separating get between them and the puck. Rather, they're staying on the shoulder and reaching for it. 2006. Man, dude's about to hit 20 years in the league. That's nuts. A lot of the guys have been there's a lot of guys that have been around for a while though. Bouncing puck towards the net for Ottawa, misses Swayman. Corrali down low. And Boston's going to be able to skate away with it. McAvoy trying to get it up ahead. Can't do it. Who's this? Giroux getting it down low. Low boards. Sent right back the other way by Clevin. Big reach right there. Hang on. Number 6 for Boston. Lohrei. Last couple of games, I've definitely noticed that cat. He has been playing maybe not good hockey, but he's been playing better than his teammates. Kastelik down to pressure Sanderson. Puck ends up on the high boards. Ottawa gets it out through neutral. Just barely. Pinto chips it in. Amadio chases it down against Zadorov. Zadorov wins. Boston comes right back the other way. Pasta. Offsides. Yep. That should have, I mean, he didn't touch the puck, but that damn near should have been intentional because there's no way he didn't hear old boy screaming at him that it's offsides. No, well. Quick news update. Let's, people are mad at Angry Joe. I'm not sure who that is, but lucky him. Yep, nope. Same old stuff, different day. We actually came back quicker than I was expecting. Puck to the point. Boston controlling in the Ottawa zone. Jokiharju throws it up and out of play. 12:02 to go in the second. I'm starting to think we should have watched the other game because last I saw that was 3-2 Pitt. So they're about to start the third period and it's 3-2 Pitt. We're going to keep an eye on that one in case it goes into overtime. Grieg trying to find it. Puck finally goes all the way down off an Ottawa stick. Oh, no icing. Okay, I guess not. Jokiharju makes his way down, plays it around. Boston, dude, Ottawa is just causing all kinds of problems for Boston, and Boston is just not helping themselves. That's a good entry. That was a good transition. Yzerman down in the low corner. Loses the puck. He lost his edge. Onside. Puck back in neutral. Yzerman struggling. Goes all the way back into the Boston zone. And under pressure, it's finally cleared. Perron there putting pressure. Puck towards Merrilainen. And it's kicked to the corner. Ottawa heading right back out. Cousins goes up to Shabbat. Shabbat's shot goes wide. Stützle gets it down low. Swing and a miss on it. Who's that? 19. I know Stützle's 18. Who's 19? Batherson. I always forget that. Cousins trying to chase it down. Arvidsson ends up getting it out. Saka gets it to the high point. Fed back down low. McAvoy backhand misses the net wide, but it's a good pass to Arvidsson. He gets crunched, though. Back to Middlestack. Quick turning shot from Zaka goes off of Merrilainen. McAvoy across the point shoots. And we have numbers 3-on-1. If Ottawa hurries, big pass. He should have shot. Stützle just wasted an open net on the extra pass. Man, Batherson should have shot that. I think now I already forgot because I think it might have been Stutzel. Astronaut making a move, gonna wrap around, and he can't get there. Dude, these guys are beating the goalies and not taking the shot. Shot from way up high goes off the glass. Good back check, passes it right to a Boston stick. Zadorov in the low corner, under pressure, gets it taken away from him by Sanderson. Zub feeds it up further, and Ottawa gets it out. Here comes Pinto, making a move, cutting up front, and a big save. Swayman, a follow-up shot, misses the net by Giroux. Claude Giroux looking for his second of the night as he goes just over. Ooh, Eller has a broken stick, but Boston is forced to take it back into their own zone. Boston with the shot fought off by Marilainen. To the low boards. Bad out, and Cleven's going to be able to get it up and out. All the way down. Callahan behind Swayman. Feeds it to Jokiharju, who chips it out, and Shabbat's going to send it back the other way. Picked off in neutral. Racing in, Boston. Hard angle shot and an easy save for Marilainen. Ooh. This is more of what I was hoping for, man. This 8:20 left in the second. We need to keep this pace of play up. See, I didn't know if Giroux hit the post or not, but he did. All right. Time to stretch my back. 1 sec. All right. I'm here. I think I said it the other day, but I got to say it again. Get one of these wireless chargers. Oh, shoot. My bad. Getting one of these wireless chargers is, I can't believe I didn't get one of these years ago. It is the most convenient thing ever. All right, Ottawa into the Boston zone in the high corner. Trying to go behind the net. Jokiharju interrupts the pass. Great getting back up. Who is that? Perron just doing work. Shabbat feeds it down low. Ottawa still controlling. Perron makes a good move back the other way. A great reversed hit on Callahan. Callahan's going to come back at him super soft because he just got blown up with that reverse hit. Nothing but love for Perron, former Golden Knight. And he just loaded up and destroyed old boy. See, that hit down low was bullshit. But this one, Braun makes the move and boom! Get out of my way. Can't you see I'm walking here? Callahan had no idea what he thought. He was just gonna bump him, and it was yay! Like, dude, he just got put in the shit. That was fantastic. Eller dumps it deep. Zutherland chasing it, ends up back out high, but oh, great play there by Ottawa. I think that's Clevin. Yep, let it go back into neutral. Eller playing on the high boards. Puck goes all the way back behind Marilainen. Good pressure by Eisenmont, but the puck's going to come back out. Eller back in. Fed up to the top circle and kicked away by Swayman off the shot from Zub. Sanderson. Big shot from the point. Saved by the glove of Swayman. Shots are 15-13 Boston. 6:36 to go in the second. And we're going to maybe dead now, but we're going to snap back to life when the third period starts. How's the other game going? Damn, dude. 4-3, and it's a 4-on-4. That was a good 5 minutes in Pittsburgh, St. Louis. Face off to the left of Swayman. Sub up high, passing it to the top of the circle, going behind the net. Giroux making it into the corner, losing his edge, getting back up. Trying to feed it around to Amadio. He gets it up to the point. And Sanderson goes off a stick into the high corner. Giroux circling back. Stays on the wall, throws it down low to Amadio. Amadio just gets his ass beat by Zadorov. Puck comes out. Ooh, a misplay by Pete. Couple of misplays by Boston as Pete and Zadorov end up putting the puck right on Ottawa's sticks. However, nope, Ottawa's able to keep it in. And finally, Pasternak's able to get it up ahead to Geeky. Hard shot from the low circle. Stopped by Marilainen. What's happening football-wise? Is Kansas City up by 38 yet? No, 5 minutes to go in the second with no score. Interesting. What's the less watched one? All right, we'll watch the more watched one. Whichever one works, we'll watch that one. I am very surprised that Washington has it 0-0 against Kansas City right now. It looks like it's raining. Or at least at one point it was. I can't really tell. Second and goal. All right, so Kansas City is about to score. Got it. Out of the shotgun. Run and right in. All right. That's more like it. Interesting. The Karen Reed stuff's still going, and I love it. The Massachusetts State Police is in trouble. Face off to the left of. Damn, Marylainen. Boston going to come right back in. Pasternak with an opportunity. Soft shot due to a good Ottawa stick. Kicked away by Marylainen into the low corner. Ottawa able to get out center, and they're going to clear. Down low to Ehlers. He's making a move at the low dot. Gets held up. I mean, that was a hold by McAvoy if I've ever seen a hold. Look out front. Quick shot. And he scores. Pettersson for Ottawa. Makes it 3-1 late in the second period. Jeez, the Ottawa goal horn sounds like shit, dude. That McAvoy just straight up got held. Lori misplays it like a son of a bitch, and then Eller's able to get it up front after McAvoy misplays it again. Like, you got 3-4 white jerseys around the puck. None of them get a stick on it. Like, that's an impressive play by who got the assist? Was that Eller? Incredible job by Eller down behind the net, taking the puck off Lori, avoiding everybody else and getting it out front. But good grief, man. You got 4 white jerseys there, and none of you can get a stick on the puck. Boston ain't losing because of Swayman, but Swayman's stats are being shot to hell, dude. Just under 5 minutes to go in the second. Shots are 16-14. Senators up 3-1. Trying to enter the Ottawa zone. That's a better transition. Shot. Glove save by Marylainen as Janot pushed somebody through the net. Excuse me. Good grief. I said, I feel like it doesn't matter, but I still would have liked to see that be called a hold. And then Atherson just demolished Swayman right there. But yeah, Lori for Boston. Shame, dude. Straight up shame. Been seeing his name a lot the last couple of games, and he's been a lot better than he's decided to be tonight. To the right of Marylainen. Ottawa booted. Stützle in. Ottawa wins it. They're going to skate it right out of the zone. Through neutral. Shot. Misses the net wide. Plug up the high boards, and we got another stoppage. Dude, you guys were doing so well about playing for minutes without a whistle. Let's go back to that. New Jeremy Renner show, huh? Maybe it's not new. I feel like that's Mayor of Kingstown has been around at least a little bit. Could be wrong. All right, Zadorov trying to clear it up the low boards. Gets it to Arvidsson, feeds it across the peak. At the red line, Pink gets it all the way up ahead to Middlestat. Low boards back to the point. A broken stick for Arvidsson on the shot. Zach has it at the high wall. Gets it all the way to the low point. Peak throws it down towards the net. A great tip by Middlestat. A better save by Marylainen. Fed back out front, and that time Boston is not able to keep it in. Stützle at the red line. That looked potentially offsides. Puck fed down low behind the Boston net. Stolen by Ottawa. Cousins just steps right in the middle of a weak pass. Sutherland wrapping around the back of the net. He's looking for a place to go. Probably should have just gone point right there. Cousins comes in to help. Gets it back to Sutherland. He was right back in trouble. Cousins gets the puck up and around the high boards. Back down low behind the net. Zub cycling up to the low point. Heads back down to the corner. Amadio out to Pinto. Shot, and he whiffed on it. It looked like his hand came off the stick. He's looking at his glove like there's oil on it. Puck back to the point. A shot. Good stop. Ottawa's looking so much better than Boston. The Bruins can't transition for shit. Mario gets it up front off a stick of Giroux, and it goes wide. Then Ottawa's setting. They're running plays. It's a whooping. We'll see what happens in the third period, because if Boston doesn't come out looking to just absolutely murk the shit out of Ottawa, and I mean like physically just beat their ass, they're in trouble. Ustadinov? Is that? I think that's what I just heard. Ustadinov. I'm going to try and remember that, but I know I'll forget. Ottawa headed back the other way. Batherson feeds it up ahead. Ooh, McAvoy is just beating ass. See, the whole team needs to get the McAvoy mentality right now. Puck all the way back behind the Ottawa net. Misplayed. Boston recovers. Fed up to the low point. Shot off a couple of bodies. Then just guys losing skates and missing passes. Completely just destroys whatever play was set up there. McAvoy feeding it in. Right back the other way. Nope. Boston's actually able to maintain, coming up the low boards to the point. Quick shot. Stopped out high by bodies in front. Shabbat making a great play. Puck dumped in. 60 seconds left in the second period. Perron battling for it behind. And it's going to come out. Yokiharu gets it to Eisenman all the way across the ice. The pass doesn't connect. From the high circle shot. Good save, Marilainen. Minton takes a hit, trying to protect the puck in the corner. He does a wraparound try for Eisenman, and he's stuffed by Marilainen. Yokiharu goes across the blue line, and Callahan loses the puck out of the zone. That definitely should have been blown off sides. I'm not sure why it wasn't. 20 seconds as Ottawa tips it deep. Swayman plays it down low to Peak. Peak going up the boards to Geeky. Dumped in by Geeky. Marilainen settles it for Amadio. And there's a battle in the corner. There's 6 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are going into second intermission. 3-1 Ottawa. Meanwhile, in Pennsylvania, or in Pittsburgh, we're looking at 4-3 Penguins. So going to take the break, but we're not going to be gone as long so that we can come back and watch a little bit of, hopefully the last bit of Blues Penguins. So BRB, y'all. We'll see you in a bit.
Said I made up my mind this time. I'm taking it over. Modest tranquility. Said I made up my mind this time. I'm taking it over.
Back just in time. I was able to get my brakes on the bike. So, that should be a trip, right?
Yep.
There we go. Boston right back to the power play. I'm not gonna lie. If Ottawa scores, I may just end it and go get my brakes done because I need that. I need my bike for tomorrow. So we'll see. If I think that is what I'm gonna do. Nobody's hanging out. We'll go 4-1. Call it. Sanderson from the point skates it in, goes for the pass, high dot, and he scores. And that'll do it for us. I don't feel like sticking around here for an ass whooping when it's not the Golden Knights. So we'll just call it with that. Tomorrow it is a what game? What time's the game? 3:30. 3:30 tomorrow. We'll come back and try this again. Have a good night, everybody. This is a whooping, and I got stuff to do. See you tomorrow.